Dayara Bugyal, for me, is the greatest expanse of meadows that you can see in our country. Now there are a lot of meadows, but Dayara Bugyal stands out for the way it is shaped, the way it is undulating, and it goes on your left, on your right, ahead and behind of you, and you're right there in the middle, and you're watching this expanse in whichever season you bring it.
So whenever I think of Dayara Bugyal, I can only imagine a big amphitheater. And when I'm here in Dayara Bugyal, I have this beautiful view of the great Himalayan range right in front of me. And I'm looking at those ranges from the meadows. And when I look at those meadows, when I turn around, I see these carpets and layers after that, which just blows your mind.
Dayara Bugyal to me is a trek that always brings out a lot of emotion. When you reach the meadow, that feeling that you get of being one with the whole universe, that peace, that immensity of space that you're walking through, that meadow really brings out this, feeling of absolute joy.
There are meadows in our country, and then there are Dayara meadows.
When you start your trek right from the beginning, as you start climbing up from Raithal village, you have the beautiful rhododendron forest, and then it gets even more diverse when you have brown oak coming in and then maple trees, so it's a very mixed forest.
I had done this trek in autumn, and the color of maple in autumn is like mind-blowing. I had not witnessed this ever in my life. And you have these maple leaves fallen all around on this Sutron trail, and you're like trekking on that trail.
Whenever somebody talks about the forest, I think something which instantly comes to mind is the morning golden hour which you get to experience on Dayara Bugyal.
And slowly, without even you realizing it, and you don't want it to come to an end, you have reached Gui, your first campsite. They're in this vast open clearing surrounded by forests on all sides, and they're in the middle of it with all the entire Gangotri range facing them, and the tents are facing this range.
When you reach Gui ke baad, you're not just reaching the campsite. After that, there's a lot to explore around the campsite, but if you just go thoda sa upar, near those, Gui meadow or, the lake, and that balcony gives that, such surreal view. Not just the campsite, but, the whole landscape.
And if you allow the sunset to happen and the dusk to fall, and you're watching the alpine glow on the Gangotri ranges, and soon the alpine glow turns from that bright orange to pink to white, and then the starry night comes out. If I have told you Raithal to Gui is mesmerizing forest, it is double mesmerizing between Gui and Chilapada, because now the forest, you're getting into the thick of the oak forest.
The last time I was there, I caught the first snowfall falling in as we started trekking through the forest, and it was just magical. It's almost like you are walking through this clear pathway. There is this beautiful dark woods on both the sides, thick canopy that you can't even see the sky, and suddenly you just start seeing the snow fall.
In storybooks you read, one day in the deep dark forest I made my way through the woods. We are at Chilapada.
Chilapada has that secluded feeling that it is just us and nobody else, and the birds and the beautiful sunset and the beautiful sunrise, and it's just you and yourself.
once trekkers just step out of Chilapad, in a matter of half an hour, 40 minutes, they are touching the outskirts of the meadows. But they are not getting a full idea of the Dayara meadows. They're just at the outskirts. There's still a little height to gain. But what they're going to see is something else which will absolutely smash their heads. And that is Mount Bandarpuch and Kalanag right in front of your eyes. So big and looming, and the morning sunlight touching the summit of Mount Bandarpuch. And that's what you are constantly watching as you're making your way through the start of the Dehra meadows, and round a bend, there you are. Dehra meadows, oh my goodness.
You are like in for such a treat because you just see it being endless. From here to over there, and it's just undulating and it is inviting. It's almost, we went in winter, so it was covered with pure white snow, and not many has actually trekked. So it was almost like seeing just vanilla ice cream from all over there, and it felt like Christmas. It felt extremely joyful, and with the sun rays hitting on you and seeing this, I think it was one of the most breathtaking moments for me.
We have meadows on other treks as well, but Dayara meadows are very gentle, and I think you just get a very soothing feeling when you're walking in these meadows.
And those meadows are literally like those, oceans of grasslands or like a waves. It feels like endless, where the waves of snow or the grassland is just going, and it just feels like it's just touching the Gangotri range. And like the Gangotri range is just emerging from the snow.
It's like nobody wants to do anything except just be with themselves and be with the beauty that surrounds them. And that is something that I would do this trek another 100 times to experience.
You cannot find a more complete trek than Dayara to start your trekking adventures in the Himalayas. You will go on to do more other great adventures in the Himalayas, but I will always wish that you make your first trek as Dayara, and that is what I'm noticing, and that is the greatest feeling of all.